Hello students, hope you are all doing well and have completed the work given so far. Today we are going to begin with exercise 4F from the chapter fractions. Now in this exercise you will come across some new kind of sums. Let us take a few examples and try to understand them. Okay, in this example, we have to find out what is 5 upon 7 of 63. Now, what does this word of mean? You just have to write the fraction as it is, 5 upon 7. The word of means nothing else but multiplication. So, in place of the word of, I will put the multiply sign. This next number was 63, so I will put the 63 as it is. Now, as I have told you all, before working out with fractions, you have to make sure that everything is in the fraction form. Now, here 63 was a whole number. So, we need to convert this whole number into a fraction. And to convert any whole number into a fraction, I have to put 1 in its denominator. So, the question now becomes 5 upon 7 of 63 upon 1. So, I will write it as 5 upon 7 multiplied by 63 upon 1. Now, once your question is in this form, the next step that you have to do is reducing to simplify the numbers. Now, you can look here 7 and 63. Do you know in which table 7 and 63 come? Yes, it is the 7 times table. So, I will make use of the 7 times table to reduce this. 7 ones are 7, 7 9s are 63. So, I have reduced 7 and 63. Now, can I reduce anything more? No, nothing else can be reduced. So, now the next step is to multiply whatever is there in the numerators and multiply whatever is there in the denominators. So, in the numerator, I have 5 multiplied by 9, which is equal to 45. And in the denominator, I have 1 multiplied by 1, which is equal to 1. So, my final answer became 45 upon 1. As I told you all, whenever there is 1 in the denominator, the answer is always a whole number, that is 45 itself. So, 45 upon 1 can be written as 45. Okay, children, please understand the reason behind this. It means 45 divided by 1. You can even work it out just to understand it. Like if it was an improper fraction, how would you all solve it? You all would divide 45 by 1. And 1 45s will give you 45 with a remainder 0. Thus the answer is only the whole number 45, as there is no digit left for numerator. So the answer would be just a whole number 45. That is why whenever you get a fraction in this form upon 1, when the denominator is 1, the answer is a whole number, which is just the numerator. Alright, so this is how I have solved the first sum. Let us take another example. 3 upon 4 of 3, 2 upon 3. First of all, let us make both the numbers in fraction form. 3 upon 4 of, this has to be converted. 3 3s are 9 plus 2, 11 upon 3. Next step, remove the off sign, put multiply. Now reduce. So here I have 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3. Nothing else can be reduced. The answer will come to 11 upon 4. It's an improper fraction, so I need to convert it to a mixed number. So it is 4 2s are 8 with a remainder 3. So the whole number will be 2, which is the quotient. The numerator will be 3, which is the remainder, and the denominator is going to be 4. So this is the answer. Alright, so I have explained to you all how to solve off sums. It is nothing but the off word has to be replaced by a multiplication sign followed by reducing to get the final answer. So I hope the concept of off is clear to you all. Okay, now let us go to the next concept where you are asked to find fraction of a given quantity. Okay, now in this kind of sums, you are told to find fraction of a given quantity. Here it is, you have to find out what is 1/8 of 1 kilometer. So we have 1 kilometer, we have to find how much would be 1/8 of a kilometer. Now it is obvious that 1/8 of 1 kilometer is going to be a number which is going to have a value of less than 1 kilometer. So obviously it will be a number in meters. So that is the reason why we need to first convert the kilometer into meters. So I will just reword this sum as 1/8 of, children, I hope you'll know 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? Yes, it is equal to 1000 meters. So the kilometer I'm going to convert to meters because otherwise it won't be possible for me to get the quantity. So it will be 1/8 of 1000 meters. Now, the next step, as I told you all, make sure both are in fraction form. Since this is just a whole number without a denominator, I'm going to put 1 here. The next step will be to replace the off sign by multiplication. And this will become 1000 upon 1. Now comes your reducing part. Now 8 and 1000, as you know, are both even numbers. And even numbers can always be reduced using the 2 times table. So I will make use of the 2 table here. 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10, 0, 0. 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, 5, 2 5s are 10, 0. 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, extra 1 here, 2 5s are 10. Children, if you feel this reducing is difficult for you all can also do the factorization method, or else if you cannot divide 1000 directly by 2, you can always work it out in the rough column. Like if you don't know what is 1000 divided by 2, work it out. You can work out what is 500 divided by 2. Similarly, you can work out what is 250 divided by 2. If you can do it directly here, well and good. Otherwise, you can use this method. So thus, we have reduced whatever we can. And now, let's see what we have in the numerator. In the numerator, I have 1 multiplied by 125, which is equal to 125. In the denominator, I have 1 multiplied by 1, which is equal to 1. Now, as I told you, whenever the denominator is 1, write the answer as a whole number, which is just your numerator. So, the answer will be 125. Now, remember your answer is going to have a unit because we are finding the value of 1/8 of 1 kilometer. So, we had already converted the kilometers into meters because we knew that 1/8 of 1 kilometer is going to be a value less than 1 kilometer. So, after solving, we got the answer 125. So, the answer 1/8 of 1 kilometer is 125 meters. That's your final answer. Now, when you go to exercise 4F, okay, when you go to exercise 4F, you will come across these kind of sums. These sums are there in the first question itself. Question 1, sum number, sub questions 4, 5, 6. So, in sub question 4, you are asked to find 3/4 of rupee 1. Now, here also children, 3/4 of rupee 1 will be a quantity less than 1. So, convert the rupee 1 into paise. 1 rupee is equal to 100 paise. So, you will reword this question as 3/4 of 100 paise and then find the value. The fifth one is 5/8 of 1 kilometer. Again, reword it. It will be 5/8 of 1000 meter. And the sixth one is 5/12 of 1 hour. Again, it won't be possible without converting to solve this sum. So, get the quantity less than 1 hour, convert it into a lower unit. So, 1 hour, the lower unit would be 60 minutes. So, find the value of 5/12 of 60 minutes. Okay, so in this manner, you'll solve the sub question 4, 5, 6 of question 1. Okay, so now we are going to move to the most important part of the topic on fractions, and that is the next question, that is simplify. Alright children, I had already explained to you all about BODMAS. What is BODMAS? BODMAS was your procedure or your set of rules to follow when you have multiple operations given in a question. Like first you are supposed to do division, followed by multiplication, addition, and then subtraction. Now here we are going to learn a slightly higher version of BODMAS, and that is the concept of BODMAS. Okay, now what does BODMAS stand for? The word B stands for bracket. The word O stands for off. You all have just learned how to solve sums which have got off in it. Then you all know what is D. D is divide. M is multiply. A is add, and S is subtract. Okay, so now we are going to follow BODMAS. Now what does B stand for? B stands for bracket. Sometimes a part of the question may be in the bracket. So in that case, the bracket part has to be solved first. So now as we solve the sums, we will understand how to apply this concept of BODMAS. So now I will move to the next part of exercise 4F, that is simplify. Now in the simplify question, the second question is simple, so I am not going to solve that for you all. Instead, I will move to the third question. The third question says 1/1/3 divide by 3/7 of 2 5/8 plus 1/9. So this is a question. Now we are going to solve it using the concept of BODMAS. Now before doing anything to the question, first step is make sure that everything is in the fraction form. If there are whole numbers, put 1. If there are mixed numbers, convert them to fractions. So here we have quite a many mixed numbers. Let us first begin by converting them to fractions. So 1/3 will become 4/3 divided by 3/7 of, this will become 8 2s are 16 plus 5, 21/8, and this will become 9 1s are 9 plus 1, 10/9. Okay, so the first part I have converted everything to fractions. Now let's see how we apply BODMAS and solve it. Now in this sum, can you see any bracket? No, there is no bracket, so we don't have to use bracket. So I will strike off the bracket part because there is nothing which is in brackets over here. The next thing according to the BODMAS rule is O, which stands for off. Now in this question, can you see off? Yes, there is off over here. Now what do you need to do? How will you solve? Underline the fractions which are on either side of the word off. This is the word off, and these are the two fractions which are on either side of the word off. Okay, so I will underline this part. So the part which is underlined is 3/7 of 21/8. Now this part which you have underlined, take it in your rough column. Children, you all can use a pencil. These are slightly lengthy sums and very important sums. So in the rough column with a pencil, you all can work out this part. So I will write here 3/7 of 21/8. Now let me solve this part. You all know off is nothing but multiply. So in place of off, I'll put multiply. So it is 3/7 multiplied by 21/8. Now let me see what I can reduce. I can reduce 7 1s are 7, 7 3s are 21. So the answer is In the numerator 3 3s are 9 and in the denominator 1 8s are 8. So after I solved the off part, I got the answer 9 upon 8. Now 9 upon 8 is an improper fraction, but since a sum is not over, let us not go for converting it to a mixed number or something. We have to still follow. This is not a final answer. So let the answer be improper only. Don't go for converting it into a mixed number. So now what I will do next is write the sum as it is. 4 upon 3 is as it is. Division sign is as it is. This division sign remains as it is. Now in place of the underlined part, what you had underlined previously, please underline this as I have shown using a pencil. Now in place of the underlined part, I will write the answer that I have got. So I will write here 9 upon 8. Okay, once more I am telling you children, in place of the underlined part, I wrote the answer. Then the rest of the sum is as it is. So the plus sign remains as it is and the last fraction remains as it is, that is 10 upon 9. Okay, I hope it is clear what I have done so far. So now we are done with the operation of also. Now the next operation is division. So let us underline the division part. Can you see the division part? It is here. Now which are the two fractions on either side of the division sign? I have 4 upon 3, I have 9 upon 8. So I'm going to underline the division sign and the two fractions on either side of it. So this is how it looks. Now this part, what I have underlined, I will take in the rough column because I need to solve it. So I have 4 upon 3 divided by 9 upon 8. Now do you all remember what we do in case of division? We remove the division sign, we put multiply and the second fraction turns into its reciprocal, or in other words turns upside down. So 9 upon 8 will become 8 upon 9. Now let's see if I can reduce anything. Do you feel you can reduce anything? Remember children, reducing is done only between numerator and denominator. You cannot reduce this way. You cannot reduce this way. Reducing is always done with one numerator, one denominator. So here, do you feel any numerator and denominator can be reduced? Okay, nothing can be reduced over here because none of the numerators and denominators can be paired up with a similar table. So what do we have here? Nothing can be reduced means we have to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So I have 4 8s are 32 and 3 9s are 27. So after solving the part, I got the answer 32 upon 27. So now in place of the underlined part, I am going to write 32 upon 27. Okay. Now, this part has become 32 upon 27 plus the plus sign comes here. This fraction should remain as it is, 10 upon 9. Okay. So, in place of this, I wrote 32 upon 27. This plus came down, 10 upon 9 came down. So, now we are done with division. There is no multiplication here. So, strike off multiplication. Now, next is addition. Now children, one more thing very important, as you all complete an operation, please strike it off. So before beginning the sum, write on top in the rough column BODMAS. As you all are doing an operation, strike off. Like once you are done with division, strike off the division. If there is no multiplication, strike off the multiplication. So in this manner, you won't be confused. Okay, so now last we had no multiplication, so last we have addition. So I have 32 upon 27 plus 10 upon 9. Now, I'll just erase this part because I don't have space here. You all can use your rough column. And remember children, please solve one sum on one page and do it neatly step by step. Don't make a congested mess over there. You all yourselves will get confused. So now we have addition. These are unlike fractions, the denominators are different. So what do we need to do? We need to find the LCM of the two denominators. That is 9 and 27. The LCM comes to 27. So once I found the LCM, I got it as 27. Now the first fraction is already having denominator 27. So you need not make any changes for it. The next fraction is having denominator 9. Now this 9 has to be converted to 27, for which I need to multiply it by 3. Okay, so this becomes 30 upon 27. Now the next step is to add the two fractions, which are now become like. So the answer is 62 upon 27. Now the answer is improper. Now at this stage, your final answer you can convert to a mixed number. So in your rough column, you will do 62 divided by 27. 27 twos is 54. So this is what is left with you. The answer is 2, 8 upon 27. Children, since I didn't have space, I went in the rough column, but you all please don't do it like this. Do your sum neatly. Your final answer is 2, 8 upon 27. Okay, now let us see how do we work out with the fourth sum from exercise 4F. Now here also, as I told you, your first step will be to convert all the mixed numbers. So let me do the first step. Okay, first step is done. In the rough column with a pencil, write the word BODMAS, so you'll know the order of operations. Now, in this sum, there is no bracket, so strike off the bracket. There is no off, so strike off the off. Next is division. Sorry children, it's a mistake here. There is an off. Okay, so in the rough column, you'll write the word BODMAS with a pencil so that you all can follow the order of operations. Now you all can see here there is no bracket, so let us strike off the bracket. Off. Is there the word off here? Yes. Underline the off part. Take it in the rough column. You all know off should be replaced by multiply. Next step is try to reduce whatever you can. 5 ones are, 5 twos are. Answer will be 31 by 4. Please use a pencil, children, to underline this so that you all don't get confused. So the underlined part has become 31 upon 4. So in place of the underlined part, you will write 31 upon 4. Let the rest of the things be as it is. Only the underlined part will be replaced by the answer that you have got. Now look here, you are done with off. Next is division. Now this is all division only. You are left with only division here. So solve it one by one. Let me solve the first part first. So this will be, I'll take it in the rough column. 31 upon 5 divided by 31 upon 4. The 31 and 31 will be cancelled using the 31 times table, and I will get the answer 4 upon 5. So in place of the underlined part, I will write 4 upon 5. Then the rest of the sum remains as it is. The divide sign comes down, the 1 upon 4 comes down. Now let us solve this part. Same way, take it in the rough column. Get its reciprocal. So you get 16 upon 5. Now the answer is improper here, children. Your next step will be to convert it to a mixed number. So you all can do that part, convert it to a mixed number and get your final answer.